Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, we have got some leaks. We have got some weird situations going on with this whole ATF frame receiver rule that we are waiting on coming from last year. Now, I know I'm starting this video out real hot, but there's a lot of information that I've got to show you that people who should not know sure do seem to be acting very confident in a guaranteed outcome on something that is uncertain. Especially two gun control groups. It's interesting how everyone seems to not know, but everyone seems to know something. They've leaked a few details here, which, if I'm correct, this is only my hypothesis based off what I'm about to show you. The ATF is about to overreach so drastically that this is not going to work out well in the long term, but it's going to be extremely worrisome in the short term. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. I want to hear from you guys on this one and send this one out because I have never seen this before, and this is coming from mainline ABC News, okay? I'm going to do a quick read to make this video possible, and then I'm going to show you everything I've got, all right? Now, Pyramid Air is sick of the situation, and if you've been around for the last 2 years, you know what the situation is. So they are giving away thousands of targets and stickers and want to see your frustration as well. They want to see you filming, snapping, or even talking about how you take out your frustration on these targets in a truly American way. To thank you for joining in the fun, they're giving away $5,000 shopping sprees weekly. $3,000 for first place, $1.5 for second, and $500 for third place. Anyone can enter. There's no purchase necessary. Check out the link below to find more, and thank you to Pyramid for making this possible. All right, guys, so like I said, this is a lot of people seem to know something that should not know something about something that can't be known, if you know what I'm saying. Check this out. I need to hear from you guys on this one in the comments because this is interesting. I've never seen this before. Proposed ghost gun rule could reshape battle against homemade guns. Okay, fine. Ghost gun, whatever. That's their top button thing. That's not the important piece. Check this out. I'm going to show the setup ABC does. Then I'm going to get into the details that they're accidentally letting slip. For nearly 11 months, firearm manufacturers and gun control advocates have waited as a major ghost gun regulation has snaked its way through federal regulation processes, inching closer towards implementation. Well, that's an appropriate verb. Anyway, let's keep going. This is where it gets a little weird for me because this guy knows something he shouldn't. You remember John Feinblatt from Everytown for Gun Safety? Here he is. Quote, "There's no question about it that the regulation will shut down the marketplace going forward," John Feinblatt, president of Everytown for Gun Safety, told ABC News. That's interesting since he's from a gun control group. He shouldn't know because no one knows, but he's this confident, there's no question about it, means there's no possibility that he's wrong, that the regulation will shut down the marketplace. Okay, that's either overconfidence or he knows something. Let's keep going. National Shooting Sports Foundation General Counsel Lawrence Keene said in an interview that the regulation is, quote, "the single most significant change for manufacturers under the law since the Gun Control Act was enacted in 1968. Now, that's a little bit vague, but it's also pretty specific on this is the single most significant. Again, that's a very specific statement. And keep that manufacturer's part here important because it's going to come back in one of the quotes in a minute. Now, in a statement to ABC News, listen to this for irony. The DOJ said the original agenda lists June 22, but, quote, "we are working to finalize it as soon as feasible." Acting ATF Director Marvin Richardson also said at the NSSF gathering that the expected date is June. So the director and the DOJ said June. Well, it's very interesting because the next line in this article, but Feinblatt, the Everytown president, gun control group, told ABC News the White House said the regulations will come in April. Wow. You were very, very confident it's going to upset the entire marketplace going forward. No question about it. And now you know it's coming out in April. Well, maybe this guy is just very, very smart. Well, let's throw another gun control group in here. Check this out. Quote, "I'll say it's the single most important thing that can be done on the ghost gun issue," David Pacino, Deputy Chief Counsel of Giffords, an organization that monitors and advances gun control legislation and founded by former Representative Gabrielle Giffords, told ABC News. So you've got two of the leading gun control groups in the United States saying, no question about it, it's the single most important thing. It's going to come out in April, even though the DOJ says June. Very fascinating. And this last little piece, this is incredibly important. Already, the proposed changes have been met with pushback from the firearms trade industry. No kidding. Keene from the NSSF said in an interview with ABC News that the proposed definition overreaches ATF's statutory authority. Many of the new implementations, such as multiple or reprinted serial numbers on guns, a manufacturing overhaul, and unclear implementation details overstepped the ATF's authority. Now, two things here. One, he's dead right. The ATF's job is to enforce existing law that Congress passes. Congress is legislative, executive branch is enforcement. That's ATF. It's a direct bureaucracy underneath the executive branch. The other part here, you see how he said a manufacturing overhaul and unclear implementation details, multiple or reprinted serial numbers on guns? The only reason that you would have a manufacturing overhaul is because something is coming to where they would change every existing standard. You're not just talking about engraving, you're talking about complete reforging or milling. There's lots of stuff here that kind of falls into this category of manufacturing overhaul. Again, very specific for something that has not been released yet. Now that's the base level of what I've found. The thing here is if ATF goes too far in this, they come in contact with the Commerce Clause, they start getting into companies' profits, they are rife. They are opening themselves up tremendously for lawsuits to make this go under an injunction until it gets further litigated. Now, if they go too far, that's the thing. If they don't go far enough, they're going to piss off the left and they're going to say, well, you didn't do enough. But from what they're saying here, it looks like they might be about to overreach in a big way, which is going to suck for us in the short term, but it's going to be great in the long term because they're going to get their hand smacked out of the cookie jar. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If I'm onto something, if I'm making this up, but I just thought that all those coincidences in the same article from ABC News was a little odd. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.